Okay, thank you, Josef, for inviting me here today to speak at the Hungarian Facility Management Society conference. By way of background, I have worked in the facility management industry for over 40 years in corporate real estate and technology-related companies such as telecommunications and aerospace. During my career, I've managed as many as 1,500 employees, developed strategic plans, built the missile factory, decommissioned and disassembled the nuclear reactor, and managed building retrofit seismic projects here in California. So that's just a description of what facility managers do. I earned a bachelor degree in science of architecture, and I was one of those frustrated architects that got into facilities management. I'm currently chair of GlobalFM and previous chair of IFMA, which is the International Facility Management Association. In 2006, I was fortunate to be given the prestigious award of IFMA Fellow. The IFMA Fellow program, which is established by IFMA, currently has 22,000 members from 100 countries. Since that time frame, there's been given 127 awards to IFMA Fellow. IFMA Fellow is a group of facility managers that are respected leaders, advisors, educators, and ambassadors, and we're here to help the FM community and lead us into the future. So that's just kind of a quick background about myself. Okay, let's see, I'm having technical difficulties sliding this. Why am I frozen here? There we go. GlobalFM was founded in 2006. GlobalFM is a worldwide federation of member-centric organizations committed to providing leadership in the facility management profession. As a single, unified entity promoting facility management, GlobalFM is a conduit for furthering the advancement, knowledge, and understanding of facility management and the sharing of best practices, resulting in adding value to the individual members of each organization. We are certainly proud to have the Hungarian Facility Management Society as part of the GlobalFM family. As you can see there, the organizations worldwide, ABRAFACT is from Brazil, APAFAM is from Panama, ACFM is Catalonia from Spain, we have Egypt, Nigeria, we have the Saudi Association, Turkey, we have South Africa, which is SAFMA, MIFMA is the Middle East out of Dubai, IWFM is from Great Britain. IFMA is headquarters in the United States. Of course, the Hungarian Association. You can see there we have FMANS, which is from New Zealand, and FMA, which is from Australia. Our vision is to, just to summarize, is to unite FM's association globally and elevate the profession. We want to encourage greater collaboration of the FM communities from across the world by removing boundaries, doing our darndest to work with the language barrier that sometimes exists, embracing culture and sharing of best practices. And our three strategies is to collaborate with great organizations such as yourself and to share best practices around the world. And the sharing of knowledge. As you can see here, the part of your conference is about sustainability, facility management for our sustainable future. And really, what is sustainability development? It's the avoidance of the depletion of natural resources to maintain ecological balance. And you can see here that this is a worldwide effort, started off, in varying degrees of trying to go green and reduce carbon footprint. But the United Nations, along with the World Green Building Council, have put together 17 goals that are established to achieve a better footprint and sustainable future. And the target is for all people in the world in 2030. So what does that mean to us? That means to facility managers, whether we work in the public or private sector, that means clean energy. That means working with our governments to create economic growth. It's about industry, innovation, and infrastructure. It's about collaborating with our communities on sustainable cities and communities. It's about preparing for climate change and, generally speaking, to make Earth a better place to live. So sustainability evolution is a topic that's been talked about a lot, but I wanted to give you a little bit of background of how it started. Some of you are, with the companies that you work with, they have corporate social goals, and that's been around for a while. And since then, as you take a look at the boxes up there from the 2004 and 2015 timeframe, there's been a variety of conferences on greenhouse gases. The conference in 2012, specifically on sustainability development goals, and more recently, the Paris Climate Accord. As a result, to trying to understand from an environmental standpoint what it means to us in the built environment, we developed some what we called ESG, which is environmental social government goals. And also with the evolution of digitization technology, smart solutions, that's going to allow us to accomplish some of these goals. It's going to allow us to continue to save on energy and to reduce our carbon footprint. And further down the road, some of you may be familiar with ISO standards. That's something that if you're not familiar with, you should take a look at it. It helps you overall in facility management and corporate real estate and whatever that you do. Specifically as it relates to this topic on sustainability evolution, there is a new standard that is coming out. The ISO organization from the facility management side is working on ISO standard 41019, which is the role of FM in sustainability and resilience. So that's underway. Keep an eye out for that. You know, there are different components of environmental sustainability, and this can be somewhat confusing. Sustainable FM, resilience, digitization, tech development, and environmental social governance. So it's important that you understand each of the elements and how it comes together, so you can accomplish your goals within the companies that you work for on attaining some of these goals. And again, the common thread for all of this is the digitization technology. There is a difference when we talk about sustainability and resilience, and you can see some of the definitions. Sustainability are many of the things that you're familiar with, such as reducing carbon footprint, reduce greenhouse gases, energy savings, and the introduction of renewable energy, such as solar and other sources of power. Also working with the organizations that are third party, part of your supply chain, and making sure that they use the best practices so you can accomplish sustainability within your organization. Reuse of materials when you do new construction, when you're doing modification to your buildings, recycling and reducing waste. That's a very important factor. And of course, consider regenerative, restorative building solutions. And that sometimes means to retrofit your buildings and using green products. And that will help you reduce the carbon footprint. The resilient side, we know that a good bulk of that is the harsh weather that we're experiencing across the world, global warming, and climate change. And if some of your companies do not have a business continuity plan, and really what that means is, how do we operate if there's an emergency or an act of God, as you can see, with storms and hurricanes and such. And so it's important to develop that. Also, part of resilience is being able to, within your operation, such as your infrastructure equipment, being able to reduce your carbon footprint through the use of the chemicals that are being used in your chillers. And so that again is very important to make those changes to help you to reduce your footprint. Again, reliability of infrastructure. You hear some of the stories across the world, particularly in where there's a lot of hurricanes, where when you get knocked out, do you have backup procedures? So that's called hardening of facilities. And as a result, to apply a microgrid or alternative grid solutions, meaning that you have emergency generators as a backup. You have an alternate source of potable water that you can resort to if the community gets shut down. So those are some of the common factors when you think about an environmental sustainability future. The important thing here is we now have the tools to align what we'd like to accomplish in facility management, specifically around sustainability, with our corporate strategy. So many of the companies that they have, they have goals that we want to be a good partner with the community. We want to be green, and therefore our customers and clients will partner with us. So it's important that you do meet with that portion of your company, which in some cases is called corporate strategy plan, and to introduce yourself, to identify some of the goals that you have around sustainability and resilience, using the ESG platform that will help you to measure what you'd like to accomplish and work with your finance department to have a good return on investment. At the end of the day, it's about being able to justify why you need to upgrade your equipment. And at the same time, if you can show that for some of the capital equipment, mechanical, electrical, you can extend the useful life through digitization technology, then financially you can present that and get the funding required. Also, it's important that you identify your goals and you have measurements. At the same time, meeting some of the government requirements or regulatory requirements. And as I kind of mentioned already, with the business operation plan, identify, come up with a risk assessment. And it's really called the business continuity plan that says, what do we do in an emergency? And identify with your finance department or with someone from your corporate strategy on what are the risks associated with natural catastrophes, outages, power, utility, cybersecurity issues, and other regional concerns, and to identify a plan where you can operate in the case of an emergency. And again, the common thread is smart technology. I really want to emphasize this is the future for facility management. You can see here that there's different kinds. This seems somewhat complicated, but when you take a look at the type of technology that exists in your community with connectivity for the various parts of facility management, asset project management, property management maintenance, sustainability, environment, and supply chain, there are varying degree of tools. And going back near 30 years ago, some of you are familiar with the CAD and CAFM systems for asset project management. You're familiar with CMMS and maybe BMS systems. And today, depending on where you're at with the technology, there are other corporations throughout the world that are pressing the edge of the envelope, and you hear the term artificial intelligence and digital twin technology, and that can be overwhelming. But it's important that you identify where you're at with your technology within your company and introduce BIM systems or IWMS systems. Become familiar with those terms and introduce that, and that'll allow you to, in time, increase your productivity with everything that you're doing within your company. So with that, I think that's about 15 minutes, and I really appreciate you all inviting me here today, and I hope that through your association and through Joseph that we can continue to support your efforts. And I know we have a language barrier, and Joseph is working very hard so we can communicate with each other. And so with that, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.